This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler and Agins.
Hi everybody, my name is Mary Guin, and as Juan mentioned, I am alumni of Queen City 4's most recent Summer Accelerator program. And I'm very humbled to be able to give this presentation to you today because it was actually this very time last year. Today is actually very exciting. Today is the anniversary of my very first day of culinary school. I've never been more excited at 6 a.m. in my life. And about a month before this picture was taken, I was leaving behind a successful career in marketing. I worked in marketing, corporate marketing for about 6 years. But I decided to follow my passion and go to culinary school. What I really loved about being in culinary school, besides being able to have breakfast, ice cream for breakfast and things like that, was how we learned. We didn't learn specific recipes. We learned principal building blocks of cooking. And from there, we were really able to make it our own. And quickly after I started school, friends and family, my passionate foodie friends, began asking me for these same tips and techniques. They were tired of following paint-by-number recipes, and they really wanted to think outside the recipe box. And what I realized is that people who are passionate about cooking want that freedom. They want to be able to think like a chef and think outside the recipe box. And you can see this growing trend by looking at increased enrollment at culinary schools, blog subscription, retail cooking classes, and educational books. Altogether, over a third of the US population identifies as falling into this category of being a curious and passionate home cook. But if you look closer, culinary school is often very expensive and very risky if you are like me and you're leaving behind a career. Blogs are great, but they're often not written by professionals, therefore the recipes often don't work. Retail classes, they're not available everywhere and they're often very expensive. And educational books, they often are very dense, not easy to read, and if you don't like reading, that's not gonna work out for you at all. There's also services like Plated and Blue Apron, but these companies are very different. They have aligned themselves to be a convenience product rather than selling an experience. And because of that, people who are passionate are often left unfulfilled when it comes to learning something different and something new. For these individuals, the UChef experience was born. What it really comes down to is there's a difference between giving a man a fish and teaching a man to fish. Our members are passionate enough that they want to spend the time to dirty up their kitchen and really get into the details of the hows and whys of cooking. Each month, our members receive a delivery with the ingredients they need to complete that month's lesson. Each month's lesson is again centered around the same principal building blocks of cooking. Our first month was fresh pasta. Our members learned how to make a basic dough recipe. From there, they were also learned how to make it with whole wheat, spinach, 4 different sauces, how to pair them with different shapes and sizes of noodles, and other tips and tricks when it comes to cooking fresh pasta. Our revenue model is based off a reoccurring revenue of $49 a month with a forecast of 5,000 members in the first year. That is equal to $3 million. Our cost to fulfill each month's package is less than 30%, and this is continuing to go down as we align with warehouse facilities, logistics partners, and wholesale providers of food. We also ran 2 successful Kickstarter campaigns. We acquired about 45 members, and from here we're already getting really great feedback on how our customers are enjoying it. At the end of all of our research, we will be able to approve our product validation. Our growth plan includes moving into other specialty boxes such as vegan cooking, or for example, a box that a mother could give to their child going off to college. We also are going to align with an accredited culinary institution and also give back to our community. We're already making great strides with the media attention that we need to fulfill our goals. We have a reoccurring appearance on WBTV News, and we've also been featured in a few media outlets. Our current needs involve acquiring partners to help us with our raw goods that we need, and also a pick and pack center and overall investment to help us grow and build. Thank you.
Can you give us more details? The last slide you talked about investment, pick and pack center, some other things. Talk more about that, size of investment you need and what the impact is, economic impact too.
Right, our first round of investment that we need is about $50,000. What that's gonna do is get us through the first 3 to 4 months of acquiring the raw products that we need to put in the warehouse itself. Our goal with that is to build all the momentum through the holidays. So someone can give this, even if you're not interested in this product, I'm pretty sure you probably know a friend who loves watching Food Network 24/7. Give us as a gift for somebody. So that's our goal with that first round of funding.
So what is the key differentiators from Chef U or UChef compared to Plated and Blue Apron?
Again, it's the whole experience. Those Plated and Blue Apron services, I'm not sure if anyone has them. They are a convenience product. They give you everything you need down to, if you need just a tablespoon of some kind of seasoning, they give you just that. So it's really a one-time convenience product. They also don't tell you the hows and whys. For example, fresh pasta, again, you always use semolina flour. Blue Apron and Plated, they don't tell you why you need to use that. They also don't tell you where to buy it, how to buy it, what to look for, because often packaging is a little bit deceiving, so you may end up buying self-rising flour when you really need all-purpose, and they'll talk through how that changes everything.
And so walk me through the experience. Is it a video I'm watching? Is it a book I'm reading? What do I get when I open up your experience?
So fortunately and unfortunately, my marketing background is my best friend and my worst enemy right now. So I'm actually focusing a lot of attention on that experience, because that is really what we're selling, an experience. We're not selling a convenience product. So the day you sign up, you have access to our members-only online portal, which has chef instructors with video demos, blog instructions, and you receive a welcome kit the day you sign up to kind of hold you over and get you excited until your monthly lesson comes. The day your delivery ships, you get a hooray, your delivery has shipped. Here are the things that are going to be included. Here's a video demo to get you ready. Here is your shopping list for your perishable items, because we don't ship anything perishable for eco-friendly reasons and to keep costs down. And again, our members were fortunate that they enjoy going to the farmer's market and learning the difference between brown eggs and white eggs, things like that. So then they get their product, and the great thing about having non-perishables is that they can use it whenever they want. I have a lot of friends with new children who like the fact that they can set it aside and use it on a Tuesday whenever the kids are at Nana's, things like that. So over the course of that month, once they're done with their lesson, they're encouraged to log into that member's online portal and submit their experience from that month. And with that, we'll have giveaways for whoever submitted their experience that month for kitchen gadgets, things like that. And it really just repeats itself kind of every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Can you get, beyond pasta, what are your lessons?
We are going to be doing a vegan collection of vegan comfort food. It'll be off an editorial style calendar. For example, we're working on a new one right now for next month, which will be great fall pies. We'll also move into very specific things like Vietnamese cooking, simple things like biscuits, make biscuits 3 different ways. Because in school, you have a class just on chocolates, a class just on soups, and that's kind of how that will work. And just with fresh pasta, I had someone say, well, how many times can we talk about fresh pasta? This lesson was just Italian pasta. There's a whole nother world of Asian pasta, German pasta, things like that.
So what happens if I sign up month 2? Can I go back and do your pasta course if it's no longer being offered?
So that is actually one thing that we are learning through our market research. Do individuals want to be surprised every month, or do they want to go in and pick and choose? And we actually are testing that new model through the holidays, where it won't be subscription based. An individual can go onto the website starting October 1st and choose their 3 recipes. So we're kind of working through that. What do people like a subscription, or do they want to go in there and pick whichever ones they want? So we're figuring that out.
So it's a really interesting concept. My biggest concern is the $600 price point a year, which is a not insignificant price point. On the Kickstarter campaigns, people pay that much, they pay less. So one of the things I think investors are going to want to see is, have you convinced consumers to pay $600 a month and continue on month after month after month? What's your retention rate look like? Were you able to figure any of that out from the Kickstarter campaign, or was the pricing model just too different?
For Kickstarter, we did a reduced rate of $39.99, with the agreement that you would give that you'd have to wait a little bit longer as to get your package, kind of work through us with the working out the kinks and things like that. But the people that I've talked to, going through the experience they have, they're willing to pay even more. That's the feedback that I've gotten. Because the notebook itself, for example, is laminated. Therefore, they can keep it on their shelf forever. When I had a friend last week who she received her package in July, she had company over and she went to her bookshelf and pulled out her laminated notebook because it didn't get any pasta cooking schmutz on it and things like that. So it's more than just that 1 month. People are seeing the value in how this is teaching them something and how it'll continue down the road. As again, opposed to Plated and Blue Apron where it's just the one-time gig. So it's kind of almost an investment in their personal cooking. Yeah.
I'm going to ask one last question on investment. You mentioned $50,000 for the first 3 or 4 months. What's the long term? How much money do you think you would raise? You mentioned a $3 million revenue number. Is $50,000 all you need to get enough revenue in to get to that $3 million number, or would you need to raise more money to get to that $3 million in revenue number?
We're obviously not going to turn down anything more. My goal is to keep the investment as low as possible because we do have a good profit margin with what we have, our business model right now. So my goal is to not need anything too much off the bat from there. Does that make sense?
How much did you raise with Kickstarter?
I'm sorry?
How much did you raise with Kickstarter?
$2,000.
$2,000.
I signed up for your Kickstarter.
Yes, I know. They're being shipped next week. We got everything this week. Yes. Yeah. See, happy customer already. So excited. Thank you.
Customer hasn't gotten anything yet. He can't be a happy customer yet.
Smiling.
Tori was a customer, not to put her in a spot, but she was very excited about it. She was the very first one from July.
Yes, in the back. Stand up, please. What's your website?
It is uchefbox.com. And there is we're revamping our website. So right now, if you go to the one right now, it's a little bit archaic, but you can submit your email and you will get a notification on when the new website launches where you can order your package. And again, this first round of packaging where it's not subscription based, you will get the delivery pretty instantly because the information goes straight to our warehouse and they will send it to you within 2 or 3 days.
So what's your user acquisition strategy? How are you going to find your customers?
Again, the evil marketing background I have, we're going to market anywhere and everywhere. That's strategic. Trade shows, online, Facebook, targeting lots of the individuals who use Plated and Blue Apron, people who attend culinary classes, even down to details such as individuals who read Savor magazine are 8 times more likely to enroll in some kind of culinary education class. So, yes, things like that. America's Test Kitchen, targeting all those individuals who really, again, like to get their kitchen dirty. Probably someone who is a little bit like me, considering going to culinary school, and maybe weren't crazy like me and took that leap and spent all that money. But yeah.
Adam.
So I love the concept. I like the book. I think it's a nice idea. I would question the value proposition of actually sending the stuff. But I get that all your competitors do that, and for them, their value is convenience. If your value isn't convenience, I don't necessarily need you to send me all the ingredients. I can go buy it myself, unless there's a technique or a specific, implement in the kitchen that I would normally have. But especially with all of your costs, most of your costs being on the warehousing, putting those ingredients together, shipping them, I would use the argument that you don't need to do that at all, or offer $20 a month and we don't ship the stuff.
Right. So what we're learning, and this was my idea beforehand, is that if you go down the flour aisle, there's 20 different kinds of flour. You're not really sure the difference between self-rising, whole wheat, 100% whole wheat, or just wheat. There's a lot of different, and even the heavy cream aisle, there's 10 different kinds. So what we're doing is giving a chef-approved product. Everybody who writes our lessons are chef instructors. They have to be accredited. And from there, to be able to teach them the difference, to get that product in their hands, to know what it needs to feel like, what to smell like, the difference between, we gave thyme and sage in this month's lesson. There are good ingredients out there and there's not. We get that product in front of them so they can smell it and taste it and be like, this is what this chef approved one tastes like. So that's kind of our goal with that.
Just to build on that last thought,
Yeah.
When you get bigger, the idea of getting some of those ingredient partners to give you money, because companies spend millions of dollars pushing samples out to try and get people to try their product. They're getting the endorsement.
Absolutely.
As you get bigger, that's a great additional
Right.
revenue source.
And Johnston Wells has been great. The individuals who buy all the products for that school have already offered to put me in contact with everyone from the Wisconsin Cheese Board, who pretty much gives all the cheese for free to Johnston Wells, things like that. And so I already have a great in for starting this conversation, so you're right on.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef